12-step woman. Hi, New Orleans lady. Hey, Cherokee girl, thank you for coming, baby. Angel P. Hi, Jean's Journey. Hi, Keita. Thank you, darling, for coming. Hi, Justice Seeker 9402. Gymnastics 101 and Doohickey, Sandra Perkins. Lisa Jones and Moulin Rouge. Shack of all trades and Matt Willis. Hi, Kintsugi. Hi, Susan Salas. Hi, English Rose. Happy Valentine's Day to you, 12-step woman. We had a great day, Justice Seeker. He worked and I stayed home. Paula, honey, I'm feeling pretty good. Hi, G-Crime. Hi, Debbie Z. Rosemary and Time. No, Lisa, I didn't. Hi, Novelist. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, Mulan, I'm going to tell you, babies, about who that is. That's a friend of mine. Happy Valentine's Day, Frazzle Mom 3. I know, Justice Seeker. I'm going to tell you, hi, Carrie. Thank you, baby, for coming. Debbie, I love it too. And I forgot to turn my notifications off, and you just heard a ding ding. Oh, hello, hi. How's everybody doing? Valentine's Day, everybody. Did it perk up your mood? Good. That's my friend Tom Howard. We've heard him before. It's from his album, Sometimes a Guitar is Just a Guitar. Tom Howard's solo guitar. You survived the Big C, Moulin. Hi, Case Kendall. I'm glad you came back. Happy Valentine's to you. Thanks, Paula. I bet you look pretty too, baby. Hi, Fed Up. Happy vacation day. Get old like me and you're retired, every day can be vacation day. Hi, Linda. Happy Valentine's Day. Hi, AC. Thanks for coming, honey. Matt, I'm glad you came over too. Honey, I know some of y'all probably got a live that you're going to need to hop over and mod here in a little bit. And I reckon I'll probably see you over there too and chat with you a little bit. But that little ditty that we were listening to is called 10 Years Later. And it's an original tune by my friend Tom Howard from Cincinnati, Ohio. And hi, you knew. And we met. Hi, Aussie True Crime. Uh, I've told this before, so I'll just real quickly. In the 19 years that I was in the female folk trio, for 18 of those years, we performed Happy Valentine's Day, you don't know me, consecutively for 18 years in Beavers Bend, Oklahoma. No, Broken Bow, Oklahoma at Beavers Bend State Park, where Tom was part of a group, Father, Son, and Friends. And you can find them on YouTube and on Facebook. They're really awesome. But anyway, that's how we met and became friends. And he autographed it for Susie. Thanks for a very memorable weekend, Tom Howard. And then he autographed another one where I forced him to write to Susan my 100% inspiration for absolutely every single note I have ever written and played on the guitar. Of course, I'm not. His beautiful wife is. And that song, 10 years later, he wrote for her for their 10-year wedding anniversary. Now, I know, hi Gypsy Girl, Doohickey, I know it is really nice. And, you know, it's just, if you knew Tom, you would understand the, hi Kimmy, Stacy. And darlings, I apologize if I miss anybody in chat. And if you're new, I want to welcome you. My name is Susan. I don't often and usually, if ever, well, I can't say that anymore, do a nighttime, for me, nighttime live stream. But it worked out well last night. And we learned a lot last night that made us cry, that hurt our hearts, broke our hearts, about the statistics in regards to child protective services and things of that nature. They were some pretty daunting numbers, darlings. And it's not very often that I ask viewers to go back and watch something if they haven't seen it. But I'm going to. I'm going to ask you, if you weren't here last night or you didn't see it on a rewatch, skip over the parts where I'm just jacking my jaws. And go to the parts where you see them pulling stuff up on the screen in regards to some really unpleasant numbers. But today, well, no, let me back up. Oh, and hi, I'm Susan. Welcome to Lip Lock No More. Last night, one of our viewers, and it was someone that I don't remember having in our chat before, Jack. The username was longer than that, but I ended up calling the person Jack. And we had a pretty, for me anyway, pleasant, hi Mountain Girl, 212, and baby, you know, if you've got them, please drop links for any other creators that come and visit us. Jack, and I can't think, I'm so sorry, there was another user that brought to my attention, hi Plant Diva, hi Jenica, that May is foster parenting month. And Angel P, I'm glad you're here, baby. So I wanted to start looking at some stuff. Hi, Eileen. It's 1:25 a.m. It is 7:25 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Arkansas. Anyway, I wanted to start learning more. Y'all, if you've been with me a little while, I think you see that I'm on a learning journey. And I see that some of you are interested in learning with me about some important stuff. Some of you know a whole heck of a lot more about this stuff than I do, I've discovered since I have been reading and attempting to reply to all of the comments that resulted in our poll regarding your thought on whether or not Child Protective Services is a failed system in your country or your area. And it really seemed to generate a lot of interest. Lots of positive things were said, lots of really negative things said. We've had comments from those who were raised in foster care. We've had comments from those who have been foster parents, adoptive parents. I don't remember reading any yet, and I am reading them all in their entirety, just so you know. I don't remember reading any yet of a parent who has had a child removed from them and placed into foster care. But if you noticed from my title, darlings, on a positive note, I found a couple of things I want to share with you. In this realm that we are stepping into and learning about, and that y'all are helping me learn about. On a positive note. Now, give me a second here. You know I'm an old slowpoke. Takes me a second to pull. All right, now Amanda, I'm so glad you made a live, honey. It may end up that after supper time for me, right after news time for some people maybe is a better time slot for what I do. I don't know. Darlings, just so you know, this is completely off topic. But while it occurs to me, I have been looking at not where do I get the most views, where do I get the quality views. The live that wants to contribute and interact with each other and puts up with me and my nuttiness and is serious about the issues we talk about, darlings. And it may turn out that this time of day is good because, hi, Kathy Marsh, who I'm seeing, darlings, are some real quality stuff popping up here in this chat. I like that. And even more, I want you to like that because it's not my chat room, it's your chat room. So, I'm going to flip the lens, put my chair up a little bit higher so that I can actually see the monitor on the other side of you. And hi, Arctic Fox. And again, if I've missed anyone, I apologize. There may be trigger warnings needed, mods, but I don't think so. Because we're going to try to stay on a positive note. Now, so let me flip the lens. Now, look, I don't have y'all plugged in. Renegade, hi, darling. John Q and others are doing a GoFundMe. Honey, I don't know about it. I try not to get involved in anything financial, but that's not a no. That's I will look and see what you baby dolls are up to, and if it's for Daniel Robinson and for his daddy, Mr. David Robinson, I'll tell you what, you certainly can promote it here. You got my permission to promote a GoFundMe here if it's for Daniel Robinson and the search for him and to help with that, darling. And I'll take a good look at it, and I'll probably send you some money when I get my Social Security on the 4th Wednesday. All right, now. Let me get me a sip off my soda pop. And let's look at some stuff. Now, we're not going to talk about foster parenting every single live. We're going to continue to talk about Serenity Ann McKinney. We're going to continue to talk about Summer Moon Utah Wells. We're going to continue to talk about Michael Monkey Vaughn. And we are going to continue to educate ourselves on this state of all these terrible things that we talk about here on Lip Lock No More, and try to get us on the beam without rumors and gossip and blah, blah, blah. And then have our opinions and our whatnot. But what I was going to say about, I don't have yins plugged in because it's been overheating my device. So I'm going to have to try to keep a real close watch on my power. It may have to come to a place that I plug you in before we're done. But I'm going to try not to keep you forever and ever, because I know that most of y'all, like me, enjoy several lives on YouTube. And I like to be there and chat with y'all. So let's see how things go here. I'm going to flip the lens. Hey, Deb. Okay, there's our copyright disclaimer. Fair Use Section 107 of 1976. And that allows purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research, satire. It permits for fair use. Let me take my, got notifications popping up here from my favorite channels. Burnt Toast is coming on. I love burnt toast. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Now, let me first pull this up and see if I can get you babies lined up with a little bit of what I have been looking at here. And let me get my chair, popped up where I can see. And let's get us a little bit of information as we lay some groundwork leading into May in celebration of foster parenting. As you can see, hopefully, this is from a website. See if that's a little bit better. I don't want you to fall over. It's a kind of a delicate balance, babies. So I got to kind of keep it a certain way or you'll fall over. And I'd hate for you to fall on your face. Especially, and it be my fault. So what we're looking at is a website, childrensrights.org. Protecting kids, providing hope. I like that. Providing hope. And let's get us we're just going to look at this one page. Now, I hope you can see over here. I'm sorry if you can't. I know I'm bad to forget to put the links in the description after the live. I promise I will do my best to remember. And I'm sorry my phone's upside down. I can't turn my notifications off. But I'll try to remember to put the link to this site in the description below. But they've got a newsroom here with press releases, a media kit, publications, and what we're going to look at is one of their fact sheets. You're welcome, Renegade. I love you, darling. On their fact sheets, they have aging out, child abuse and neglect, child mental health, child sex trafficking, finding permanent families, and then the one we're going to look at, which is foster care, which is something, I know you heard me use this phrase. My knowledge is so slim, it would not fill a thimble. So I'm sure there are many of you here who know a lot more about this than I do. But let's see what these good people have to say about foster care. Many of America's child welfare systems are badly broken, and children can suffer serious harm as a result. Some will be separated from their siblings. Others will be bounced from one foster care placement to another, never knowing when their lives will be uprooted next. Too many will be further abused in systems supposed to protect them. And instead of being safely unified, and instead of being safely reunified with their families, or moved quickly into adoptive homes, many will languish for years in foster homes or institutions. On any given day, there are nearly 424,000 children in foster care in the United States. In 2019, over 672,000 children spent time in United States foster care. On average, children remain in state care for over a year and a half, and 5% of children in foster care have languished there for 5 or more years. Despite the common perception, and see, babies, this is what we want to dispel. Here's what we want to do. We want to learn so that we don't fit into the category of despite common perception. Despite the common perception that the majority of children in foster care are very young, the average age of kids entering care is 8. In 2019, 1/3 of children entering United States foster care were young people of color. While most children in foster care live in family settings, a substantial minority, 10%, live in institutions or group homes. In 2019, more than 71,000 children whose mothers and fathers' parental rights had been legally terminated were waiting to be adopted. In 2019, more than 20,000 young people aged out of foster care without permanent families. I'm just pausing for a moment. Grand Dragon, I don't know, baby. Hi Anna, in my limited research, sweetheart, I've only touched on my country here in the U.S. But I think it's worth, as time goes by and we approach the month of May, it would probably be a good idea for me to do some looking into globally. See what I can find out, darling. Okay. Research has shown that those who leave care, now listen, babies, if you saw last night's live, we saw numbers about preventative and post-event care. Post, after the fact. Research has shown that those who leave care without being linked to forever families have a higher likelihood than youth in the general population to experience homelessness, unemployment, and incarceration as adults. And finally, on this page, while states work rapidly to find safe permanent homes for kids, on any given day, children available for adoption have spent an average of about 1.5 years waiting to be adopted since their parental rights were terminated. Now, I know that's saddening, but we must lay firm foundation if we're going to learn something. Now let's turn and look at something else that's going to lift your spirits back up. This young lady you're looking at, hi Piggy Ziggy. Mods, please block Piggy Ziggy. This young lady, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but I will here again try to remember to leave the link in the description. Lucrease Bundy. And the title of this 11-minute and 2-second piece that she has done on her channel is titled Fostering Kids, What No One Tells You About Foster Care. Now, thank you, Hybrid Pisces. Here's what's neat, y'all. She grew up in foster care. So I want to ask you babies to spend about 11 minutes with me here. And let's hear from a beautiful woman, an uplifting story. Now give me a second. You know how I got to maneuver. I want to get it full screen here. Pull it back just a little bit. All right, and I hope I have closed captions up for anyone that might need them. I'm sorry my notifications keep coming up. I love her set, this setting. Make sure our speaker's turned up. Okay, I'm going to start the video now, and we're going to listen, if y'all will hang with me, to this beautiful young woman talking about foster care. Here we go.
And welcome to my channel. So in this video, I am going to cover 7 things that you need to know about being a foster care parent. Hi, my name is Lucrease Bundy from go.lbundylaw.com. I am an adoption attorney and I help families finalize their adoptions. I do all kinds of adoptions, so foster care is especially close to my heart just because you can be a safe family for children who are put in foster care because of, the abuse or neglect or something that happened with their biological parents. So when you take your foster care parent training, they will, train you really well, right? They'll show you the things to expect and what you need to know about the kids' emotions, and you'll have a worker that's with you. And most foster care agencies, they do really well at helping foster parents as you start bringing kids into your home, and they're there to answer any questions that you have. However, there are a few things that the agency just don't cover. It's kind of like, after you get married, you think you know your boyfriend really well, or your fiance, and then you get married and you're like, oh, right? Like, you start living together and now you see those things that you never saw before. I feel like that's kind of like that a little bit with foster parenting. There's some things you just don't find out until the kids actually come into your home. So in this video, I'm going to cover 7 things that you probably should know if you're considering fostering.
Okay, so we see that she's going to talk to us about 7 things that we should know if we're considering foster parenting. And I have ads coming up. So,
Now for the best adoption advice.
okay, just wanted to pause it again. I'm realizing now, darlings, that if you needed the closed captioning that you can't see them. Let me take this down just a notch and see. Now then, hopefully that's going to give you, sit up there now. Don't be fussy on me. Sorry, darlings. Trying to fix it. One of these days, babies, we'll have a webcam now. I'll just need to be patient with this old woman. But they tell me, I've learned by watching Burnt Toast and others, that even though you put up your copyright disclaimer, that it's a good thing if you're watching a video to just pause it once in a great while and address what they're saying. I don't want to really give any commentary because what this young lady is telling us is that is the commentary. But I see now that you can see the closed captioning, and that was the main thing I wanted to do for those who may need it. All right, let's go ahead and see what she's going to say to us about 7 things we need to know.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to be notified when I post a new video every week. Alright, so the first thing that you should probably know if you are going to become a foster parent is you want to have a stash of clothes and shoes available. A lot of times when kids get picked up by the police from their house and they go to, here in Nebraska, it's called Project Harmony, to get examined, the caseworker has so much time to have the kids, put their stuff together. So a lot of times you'll see these kids with not very many clothes and not a lot of shoes with them. And so they come to your home and you're like, oh, you have 2 shirts and a pair of pants and like a pair of shoes. And they're going to be with you for you don't know how long. So it's always good to think about that in advance. If you know the age of the child that's coming to you and their sex, it's probably a good idea to just run to the store real quick and grab, a couple of clothes and some shoes their size, just so they have, something to wear when they come to your home. The second thing that you should probably know is that you may not know the entire family history of your foster child when they're coming to your house. So again, when it's something that's really quick, like they had to get the kid out of there, they had to take the kid over here to be examined, and then they need a foster home tonight, and you say, yes, let this kid come over, you may not know if they have allergies to a certain plant, right? Like you may not know if they have food allergies, you may not know all these things until maybe a few days later or a week or 2 later when the dust has settled and you can actually sit and talk to your caseworker. So just be mindful of that. The third thing to keep in mind is just think through, like, these kids are going to get to visit their biological mom and dad. That's a part of the foster care process. And when you go through your training, you'll understand and you'll learn that foster care, again, is about reuniting the kid back to their biological family. So you're here to be a safe place for them to be able to be a kid until they go back home.
Now I'm going to pause it for a second there because for some of us, in certain cases that we talk about here, the idea of a child who is currently being fostered in the state of Tennessee, The idea of them being reunited with their biologicals may make us a bit uncomfortable. I understand. I feel the same way. I'm trying to grow and learn. And what this young lady is telling us is that is the goal. For me, that increases the need for post-event care. Not only for the children, but for the parents. So let's go on.
And so just keep in mind that, after visits with their biological parents can be really traumatic for these children, because put yourself in their shoes for a minute and you think about this child. This is all they know, right? They're at home with their mom and dad. All of a sudden, one day, a cop comes into their house, takes them out of their home, takes them to a strange place to get examined, and then drops them off at a stranger's home. And then this kid is supposed to just be okay with this, right? And not have any tantrums, have good behaviors, and listen. You cannot expect that of a child, right? Like, they don't know how to process their emotions. They don't know how to process what's going on at the time. So when they actually go to get to see their mom and dad 1 or 2 or 3 days a week, however that's set up, can you imagine, like, they see their mom and dad, now they have to leave them again and come back to your home. So just keep that in mind, as you are thinking about going through this process, is to be really mindful of what these kids must be going through as they're, being transferred into a foster home and going through visits. So you're probably going to see behaviors escalate after visits with their biological families. When I used to work at a foster care agency, my foster parents they give me stories about these all the time. It's nothing to be scared about, just something for you to be prepared about. The fourth thing that you need to know is that the foster care caseworker, they're on your side. Okay, whatever foster care agency you signed up with that you're licensed through, their caseworker is there to help you. So make sure that you lean on that caseworker. They want to help you succeed. They want you to be the best foster care parent that you.
Now I'm pausing just for a moment because I think I may have misunderstood when I first previewed and vetted this video for us when she said my foster parents. I'm realizing now that she more likely is referring to the foster parents with whom she worked through the agency where she was employed. So, let me retract that statement that she was brought up in foster care. That may very well have been an error on my part. The other reason I stopped it was this: the age of the lady that opened the door. Maybe I'm not too old to be a foster parent.
You can be. And so they're there to help you. So make sure that you build a really good relationship with your caseworker. Again, I can tell you, I used to work for a foster care agency and I was a foster care specialist. So that meant that I was actually assigned families that were my families. So I would be the support for foster parents. And so I had all these different families that I was supporting. And I can tell you that it makes a huge difference when the person, as a caseworker that you are assigned to, they are communicating with you, letting you know what's going on with the child. It made my job easier when my foster parents would call me and say, hey, this is what's going on with the foster child. Can we enroll them in these sports? And it just helped me keep tabs about what was going on with the child. So make sure that you build a really good relationship with your caseworker. Number 5, the time commitment. So when you become a foster care parent, I think it's hard to kind of imagine, right, what life is like when you have a foster child in your home. So one of the things to keep in mind is you have to make sure that your foster child is getting all the medical help that they need, all the school stuff that they need. This kid that comes into your home may not have ever gone to the doctor, may not have ever had their eyes checked, or they may not have ever gone to the dentist, or they may have some type of mental health issue that was never checked. And so part of what you do as a foster care parent is to make sure that they are up to date on the medical things. So you take them to the dentist and get their teeth cleaned, and take them to the eye doctor if they need to get those glasses, if they have hearing issues, get all those things kind of straightened out for them. And that can be a huge time commitment on your part, dropping them off to the school that they were going to before they came into your home and things of that nature. So just be mindful that, I mean, you can lean on your caseworker and you can ask your agency for help with rides and transportation, but it is a time commitment, obviously, to have another child in your home. Number 6, and I think this is a great reminder for you guys, is Medicaid pays for nearly everything, you guys. Medicaid will pay for all of the medical things, so you don't have to worry about taking your kid to the doctor, taking them to the psychiatrist, taking them to the psychologist, taking them to all these other places. Medicaid will pay for nearly anything, like their surgeries and if they have to get braces and all that kind of stuff. So if you're kind of scared about, oh my gosh, like I have to pay for all these things for my foster kid, no. Every foster child comes with their own Medicaid card and number, and it covers everything, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, your foster child's school expenses are covered, daycare expenses are covered, and even for school lunches are covered. So really, it's like the state tries really hard to make it really easy for you to be a foster parent. So really what you're giving is your time commitment and your emotional energy to invest in them while they're in your home.
Your emotional energy to invest in them while they're in your home. Yeah. Okay, let's go on. I like this young lady. I'm going to watch some more of her.
Number 7 is just to keep in mind about strangers and visitors. So of course, when you become a foster parent and you have a child come into your home, you want to tell the world about what's going on, and you want to share them with people, and you want people to love on them and hug them. And that's just a natural part of being a parent, right? I mean, you have children and they have cousins and they have brothers and sisters, and you take them everywhere and everybody gets to enjoy them and love on them. Just keep in mind for these foster kids that first, they don't know you, right? So they have to get used to you. So when grandma comes over, grandpa comes over, auntie, uncles, cousins, and everybody else comes over, all those people are strangers to your kids. Not only that, in their foster care case, they also have their attorney involved, a guardian ad litem, the caseworkers. There are so many people that they have never met before that all of a sudden are showing up and wanting to see them all the time. So what I would encourage you to do is just gauge how your foster kiddo is doing when it comes to visitors. Like, is it getting too much for them? Do you need to back off a little bit? Do you need to do maybe just once a week? And just gauging that, because that could also be a source of, behaviors if they're just feeling overwhelmed with all of the people that are all of a sudden like in their lives that they never knew before. So just keep those things in mind, like try to read their emotions and facial expressions if you can. And if you see that something is getting too much for them, just to back off and give them room to breathe, just like you would want for yourself, especially for you introverts out there. I'm sure you understand that. When there's like way too many people around, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to go and get away from people. So kiddos, they're the same way, so that's the 7th thing that I would say to keep in mind as you are going in this foster care parenting journey. Here are a few bonus tips and tricks just to also help you along your journey. Is, like when your foster child is coming into your home, a great idea is to get a little canvas with maybe like the first letter of their first name, and just let them paint it themselves in something that you can put in their room so they can own it and it can feel like it's their own special place. Or just doing any little thing that you can to make them feel like they're still in control for something, right? Like they can paint this over here, or they can have this space for themselves that they can decor however they want. And just little things that you can do to make them feel special and make them feel like they have space in your home and it's not another adult.
I really like that. The idea of letting the child personalize their space, making them feel like it's theirs. Okay, we got less than a minute to go, darlings. That just really caught my heart. Yeah.
Don't like encroaching over them and telling them what to do all the time. So I hope that helps. If you want more adoption tips like this, you should definitely join my adoption support and resource community. It is a free Facebook group that I set up a while ago, and it's just a community of people just like you who are coming together to just encourage each other along their journey. And I hop on there live every week to give more information and to answer questions. And I'm also going to be bringing guest speakers to help you along your journey. So if you're a family looking to grow your family through adoption, whether that's foster care adoption or step-parent adoption, newborn adoption, international adoption, really any type of adoption, then really consider joining the group. I'm going to put a link for that in the description.
Okay, go ahead and pause that beautiful young woman. Flip you kids back around, looking at my chest. Well, we've still got a little bit of power. I like her. I thought that was, what did you guys think of that video? I thought that was really informative. And I like how she let us know, yeah, Rosemary and Thyme, it really got in the forefront of my mind. I'm trying to think how to say hi Liz. Hi Donna. What do I want to say? How overwhelming for the child. I've given thought to how overwhelming to be taken from what you know, everything that you know. Even if it sucks, it's still what you know, which would, okay. But I hadn't given much thought to once you're here. Like, for example, if here was my home. And sure enough, no, you wouldn't want to, I mean, everything, not just the house and the cats and that I'd like for you to wipe your feet when you come in the door. Those little things, but, and the big things. I mean, a neighborhood maybe they've never lived in, maybe, or likely, a school they never attended, with children they never met, teachers they don't know, hallways that are unfamiliar, or if they're preschoolers, toddlers, infants. Wow. And how different it would be with different age groups, wouldn't it? So different. Yes, Gypsy Girl, all big issues. I mean, I'm really well versed at how to, look what happened to Harmony Crystal, yes. I mean, and here again, baby, that goes to the post, the after. Why weren't, and here I want to keep it positive. You know me, I'll get up on a soapbox and, Liz, we're so glad you're here, honey. I'll get up on a soapbox. Let's see. You Google the age limits for fostering. Most sites say 18 to 21 years old on the lower groups and well into the 70s. I think I would have to have a lot of classes. I think about what age group I don't know. I just don't feel qualified. I don't feel like I would be qualified. And you know a lady that was 78 and she was one cool lady. You know what? Hey, Savage. I like to think that a lot of people out of my generation are pretty cool. I mean, after all, we invented the word. Well, we didn't invent the word cool, but we invented what it means. You really could have to have a strong character to take in someone else's child. Yeah, see, honey? And I can get really self-absorbed. I just don't know that, this isn't about me. I don't need to sit here and reflect on a live stream about, well, could I be a... Those are issues that I would really need to ponder in quiet moments of, and just find out what's going on in Arkansas. Me and Arctic Fox, we're finding out what's going on in Arkansas. Donna, see, it can be done, but lots to think about. Yeah, I would need the classes that this young lady, if I could take classes from her, that'd really be cool. I feel like I'm sitting down in a hole. Look, I'm level with the dagnum doorknob. See if I ever get a webcam, which I'm going to. I don't even know where it goes and how you hook it up. I'm so dang short, you'd think I'd have to sit on a high chair for y'all to see me. What are you saying, Crystal? What are you saying, baby? Come back. Crystal. Well, thank you, AC. Can we request songs you want to hear? Yeah, what do you want to hear? If I know it, I'll try. Well, the person that sent me this bracelet is in our chat right now. I ain't going to say no more than that. Since that person is our confidential source, I'm not saying nothing. Zip it. But I do know some Carole King and James Taylor, of course, maybe because of their Janis Joplin. Busted flat in Baton Rouge. Loretta Lynn. You ain't woman enough to take my man. James Taylor. Wow, there's a lot. Give me a James Taylor title, honey. Help me remember something. And it need to be something kindly that was real popular. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you one more time again. Carole King. Oh, sweet baby James, honey, I can't do it justice. Carole King. Looking out on the falling rain, I used to feel uninspired. And when I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind, but your love gave that my peace of mind. You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. Oh, baby, what you do? That's enough. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. Hi, Brian. Honey, we're just being silly now, or I am, and I'm locking up onions, and we're almost at an hour. And so I want to thank y'all that you were kind enough to come over and spend an hour with me, and help me learn and progress when it comes to child abuse and child neglect, child sex trafficking, familial child sex trafficking, incest, rape, a great number of, well, as yous have heard me put it this way before, very distasteful issues that can come up in my life, in y'all's lives, in the lives of others. And let's take a learning journey together to see what can we do as individuals and as a group on a grassroots level, clear up to the White House if we have to, help these babies and help the people that are there to help the babies. Give them their proper training. Pay them a good wage. Give them decent benefits. Give them a good retirement plan. And find you good people that's got a big heart and they're in it not for a resume, but for a baby. So, darlings, because we're locking up, baby dolls, I'm not going to go back to chat. I'm so sorry. I could see that it was flowing and you darlings were visiting with each other there. And I'm going to close it out with just a quick few lines from something positive, that another song. Is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. And everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. Why waste my breath in your time asking you to behave yourselves when you know as well as I do that you will not? So if you go misbehave, at least do me the favor of having fun while you're at it. And come back and see me on the flip-flop, because I love you and I care about you. So care about yourself.